Hey everyone, this is Dice T. I just wanted to give you a little update of what I've been working on with Starforged and Ironsworn. Currently, this is in Foundry. This is what we're working on. And given the ability right now to generate sectors, including the name of the sector, which it will create the scene and automatically bring us there. So as you see here, we have now created the grid. The grid in size is pretty much in line with the sector map. I think it doesn't cut off these halves, so it's approximately the same size, but it's irrelevant because it's arbitrary anyway. But I wanted to give it the feel of the actual sector map on the sheet. At this point, what happens is the name is generated. You can see it's called Bitter Decay. This is based off the random tables in the sector name prefixes and sector name suffixes. Now, these directories, you can drop any folder in here, and it'll pick one of those folders at random to choose the name. So I could take a descriptor here, duplicate this folder, just drop it in here, and when I generate a new sector, it may choose that prefix in that case. If I drop it in the suffixes, the same will occur with the suffixes. Whatever, so you can see what descriptor it was. What was the name of that sector? Trapped. So trapped, you can see, is here. Upon creation of the sector, let's back on these folders. The whole point is that you can create any tables and just drop them in here, and the system will recognize all the table. What's important is the folder names. So as long as you leave the folder names alone, then the system will function. So that should be not too much of a hassle to ask. Anyway, the plan is when we do all these things, all this automation for just generating sectors and planets and so forth, that you'll be able to just drop folders in here to add more variety on the fly. So every time that we add a item like this, that is going to be the thought process behind it, that you will be able to expand on it easily. Also, at this point when this scene is generated, it does create a chat. You have arrived at the trapped relationship sector. Initiate a sector scan at your convenience. Data storage has been allocated in the captain's log. So it's just kind of non-meta speak to say that we created the sector. We are now in that sector. As you can see, under trapped relationship is active. Initiating a sector scan means you can start creating settlements. Data storage has been allocated in the captain's log means that we have created a directory for trapped relationship, which will store the entries that we create. So we don't want to streamline everything. We want to still leave. It's easy. We could easily just click generate sector and everything will be generated. We want to still leave some obvious agency for the player to reveal stuff when they're ready. So now at this point, we're in our new sector. We can actually start generating settlements. So depending on the sector that you're in, the region you're in Starforged, you might have 1, 2, or 3 sectors. Currently, so you would you would just click this that many times. Or it could be more, could be less. That's entirely up to you. That's one of the reasons why we wanted to leave it open to the players. So when you click Generate Settlement, it will generate the name of the settlement. It will create a marker randomly in this grid. It will create a journal entry with the name inside of the sector that was created, and then the journal entry will start to populate with the data, random data regarding that settlement. This part's still a work in progress, but as you can see, we can add multiple settlements all at a click of a button, and they're all linked to the journal entry that has been created. So effectively, these dossiers are going to contain all the information, and we'll also, one of the things we'll add is images. So for instance, when we get to planet generation, we'll throw an image of a planet or a sun. You know, we could put a star in here, all these things, but that's pretty much it. Obviously the naming is what you want to remain consistent. So when these things are generated, if you change the name of your sector, make sure you come over here and change the name of the sector in the journal entries as well. So obviously this should be said that this is not currently available yet, but we are working fast and furious to hopefully get that available at the earliest convenience. That's about it for now. So hopefully you get a kick out of this. This is pretty neat stuff, and yeah, one of the plans too is these icons will change and be applied. We'll have icons for the different settlement types and locations and such. I think there's only 3, so it's not a big thing. There's deep space, planet side, and orbital. So these settlements will have appropriate icons. But that's about it for now. So yeah, it's pretty cool. And when you do switch, it does have it does retain the location of those in the correct scene. So when you start exploring different sectors, they will be consistent. And there's also, I think there's a way to do, we'll figure this out, but you'll be able to do the paths however you choose. So you might have the paths set up, or the passages, and if they go off the map, I believe there's a way that we can set up, you'll be able to configure a trigger that will take you to the corresponding scene and back and forth. So it's probably something that you would have to configure to some extent, but it should be just no hard as dropping it down and then linking it to the next item in the list. I think it probably works better with you do the lines. But that's it. This is what we got going on so far. It's pretty cool, pretty exciting, and should make for some quick sector and settlement and planet and all these types of things once it's all completed, to generate them in a relatively quick manner, obviously. And it leaves an element of surprise. You don't know what these are until you're ready to open them up. So you're not rolling this all out on the table and knowing things before. You could, set up some rules for yourself that you don't double click and enter and review it until you possibly you travel there or experience it. You can set up in-game rules to how you do that yourself. Some of the stuff we might even consider hiding information, like in hidden text that you don't see until you hover over it. We'll figure that stuff out once we get there. So thank you very much. It was just a quick update wanted to show you, and that's about it for now. So enjoy. Peace.